then tell us like when exactly altcoins are going to pump, or rather how high they could go. And of course, one way to do that, guys, is to look at the others chart. And what I did here is, of course, I have these trend lines that I've been watching now for over a year. And what I did is I basically added some text here to kind of reflect the sentiment that we see at these different levels. So of course, the closer that we are to this bottom trend line, the more that people say that it's over, altcoins are dead, altcoins are never going to rally. And of course, we spent quite a bit of time in that range, last year and also this year. Again, the more that we're kind of closer to this level, the more that people say, oh, like it's over, and like, talking about how it's going to be Bitcoin only, whatever. Now that we're somewhere in the middle of this range, people are saying, well, I'm not sure how I feel. I don't know if we're back yet or whatever. And of course, as we approach this line, then a lot of people will be saying, we're so back, altcoin season is back. And I do think we're going to see a break above that, and we'll see basically others going up much higher. But the thing is that others is primarily driven by not just Ethereum, but also Solana. I'll get to that in a second. First, I just want to address that what we're seeing here, in my view, is literally just an accelerated version of basically the crash and accumulation that we saw last year. We're seeing an accelerated version of that right now, and I do think that potentially by the end of the month, others could be back up to around, let's say, 330 billion, which would be like another 10 or 20%. I think 20% move from the current price. Again, 20% average across most altcoins potentially by the end of the month is basically what this chart is suggesting. After that, who knows? Maybe we'll see like a little bit of a pullback and then a continuation higher. And of course, when we get that pullback and the closer we get to that line, then people will say it's over, I knew it, this was a bear market rally. But again, when you zoom out, it's pretty clear that we saw a pretty nice bottoming pattern here, like an inverse head and shoulders, similar to what we saw here is like a double bottom, I think is what I mentioned on my live stream with Aaron. So we have a double bottom, another kind of double bottom, and then we're going to see a recovery. And I do think that the up move, like we saw here, like look how quickly that up move happened. I think we're going to see something very similar where that up move is going to be very quick and very aggressive. And I do think that the others target, I do think it'll hit close to a trillion probably. And if it does, then that would result in basically an average 4x return across most altcoins. That does not mean that every altcoin is going to 4x. Some of them will do more than that. Many of them will do less than that, because most altcoins aren't very high quality. But high quality altcoins, again, like to see a 5x, 10x, even like 15x return, I think is not going to be surprising in the slightest.